it's not like you could ever teach her to read Braille because she doesn't know what words are, Andrew.
I know. What about...
She has no concept of language. Like, what do you think was going through her head all the time?
Oh, I think that is. I am so curious about that. I wonder, what about like Morse code though?
Yeah, you can turn it off.
But again, she doesn't know words exist.
What is she comparing it to?
Okay, but you don't need to know what. Okay, just follow me on this for a second because it's going to take a second. This is going to take a second.
I cannot fathom it. I think about this.
Like you don't need to know that this is called a watch because you can make up a different word for it.
Can I explain something to you though?
Yeah, but that's insinuating you already know what words
Andrew,
even are.
Think about this. Ready? Okay, so bring your hand towards me. Take your hand and put it. Take my hand and put it on your watch.
Okay.
All right, guess what?
Okay, yeah. But so
you can't explain it to me verbally.
No. But so like, let's say.
So how do I know what it does?
Hold on. So with the water, right? So like we were saying, they had Helen Keller like touch water. If I put your hand in water, maybe you're not gonna know what it is. Maybe you freak. Hold on. You freak out. But if I put, let's say I put your hand in water, and then I give you like 2 taps on the shoulder, okay? And then I stick your hand in water again, 2 taps on the shoulder. Water, 2 taps. Water, 2 taps. That 2 taps is going to mean water to you.
Yeah, but you're never going to know what water is, Andrew.
No, but you do in a different context. You're perceiving it because you're perceiving it in a different way.
So I think water's a bad example because I think
water's a perfect example.
No, because I think the 2 things that really the 2 things that would be, like useful is food and beverage. Like, you know what I mean? Like things you eat.
The hospitality industry.
Yes. But everything else in the world, how do you explain that to somebody? Because I know what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Like, but what is the purpose of you allowing me to feel a watch and then me creating whatever that is in my head? Because a watch is used to tell time.
Sure.
And you're never going to be able to say, like, this is a watch that's used to tell time to somebody that can't hear. And if they also can't see.
Well, time is a bad example.
I'm not saying time, but I'm saying,
concept. But anything that has to do with watch is a bad example.
Anything that's not food or drink,
sure.
How are you explaining it? Like, what are you...
Well, like pillows and shit. Like tactile things you could do.
But not really, because
pillows
I feel
and
like
shit. Like that's how you describe just
somebody would just thinking about things that you would use every day.
Somebody would just lay you down on a soft surface.
Right. And then two shoulder taps.
Like how do you say no. Like imagine saying like
that mint got you.
Seriously, this is a serious thing. Like how do you explain like you have to sleep. You have to put yourself to sleep.
Well, your body just knows that. Like you are just going to fall asleep. It's
eventually
definitely different. It's definitely different.
But like what is your time clock? Your time clock. I mean,
it's gonna be.
You're probably having
weird.
people
wake you up and stuff.
But even then, like, what is your like? For all we know, like every time she was awake, like one day could feel like
1,000 years.
1,000 years. Like,
yeah. No, it's pretty trippy, but so but that's a.
But that going back to how this whole started is like.
We're talking about Anne Frank.
The tale of old Helen Yeller.
Yeah. Which I have
fact or fiction.
Fact or fiction. Helen Keller, fact or fiction.
And does she even think she exists?
I think therefore I am. That's all I got.
Does she think
philosophy?
Anything?
Yeah, I think.
But
I think so.
So that's why I said, what do you think goes on in her head? Because again.
But it's you.
No, you instinctually have thoughts, but
sure, contextualize things.
But
yourself.
So you obviously have. Well, it's like free will, right? It's your self-conscious. Like you have the ability to have whatever thought you want, but our thoughts, because we can see and hear and speak, we have all our senses, are all based off of our lives, like. And the way we speak, because think about this. Sure. This is going to sound really, really dumb, but it's kind of compares what we're saying, like somebody that doesn't speak English, somebody that only speaks Spanish, for example. Like, I guess you could say their thoughts are in Spanish, right? Just the same as like your thoughts are in English.
Yeah.
Even though they're not really in anything because they're just your thoughts. So she would still have those, but it would be like it's hard to comprehend being somebody that can't think it, how you would have thoughts when you just have nothing. Like there's just nothing to base a thought off of. You have to have a hell of an imagination.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you just find different ways to contextualize things yourself, you know? Right now I'm feeling no headphones. I'm trying it out.
You're trying to really soak in all the sounds of your ear.
Yeah, exactly.
You're feeling blessed for...
I'm just feeling blessed today. But yeah, it'd be impossible for us to contextualize, but there'd obviously be something, you know? Like her reality is just, it's weird because her reality would be so completely different from the rest of ours. So it's kind of like in her mind, which is really the only reality
she has
that she can fully comprehend, because she can obviously interact with the reality that her physical body is being in. I know this is getting a little out there now, but that's why it's so interesting. Yeah,
but
now.
But can she? Seriously, can she understand that her physical body is in this universe? Because how?
Well, she knows that there is that when certain things happen, there's a certain sensation, and perhaps that is touch, even if she doesn't have like the word touch to recognize.
No, I understand.
Sensation.
Yes, but
so she knows that something is happening.
You'll never, fully know. Like, imagine
dragons
every time she got in the shower or something. Like they were like, "Hey, you have to take a shower." She was like,
God.
"What the fuck?"
3 taps.
Or on the flip side of that, imagine when it would start raining and she was outside, if she thought she was in the shower and she would just start getting naked.
It's possible.
Soaping up.
Soaping up.
Soaping up. She just always had soap on her.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing they don't tell you about Helen Keller.
Yeah.
This is also, I've never...
Four tabs. Four tabs. Four tabs means soap up.
I've also, I don't know what Helen Keller looks like. I've never read anything about her before. I just saw one time I was in sociology class, and they had a poster on the wall. It had a quote on it, and it said, "If you live your life in the light, the darkness can never touch you." Helen Keller.
No, it didn't.
And I was like, Helen Keller never said that, because Helen Keller never said anything.
And she couldn't hear any. How would she ever figure out
that
what
wasn't
a word
a real
is?
poster, right?
Well, that's the
thing.
thing.
It wasn't
real.
It was hanging up, but I was like, this is wrong.
This
like,
is part
there's
of
no
my
way.
theory. Like,
there's no
isn't
way.
it? We don't have to tag Emily. She seems to be a little bit of an expert on the subject.
Well,
this
I
is
don't know
how
if
we
she's-
started
I'm not gonna
talking
put
about it.
expert on her, but like she at least.
like,
Emily's not going to call Helen Keller
though,
and Frank on accident.
That teacher, that's a common mistake.
Yeah, I
Happens all
know.
the time.
But
exactly. That's why it
good.
should be
It doesn't mean it's good.
mediated by now.
That teacher that taught Helen Keller, isn't it like, it doesn't the story go that she started to teach her like the alphabet and colors and stuff like that? And I'm like, how in the world could you possibly do that?
I have no idea if that's
Emily.
accurate, if anything you've said is accurate.
Who's your go-to blind
Helen
guy?
Keller wasn't born blind? Bullshit. That takes away everything we just talked about.
We just spent 15 minutes. So she knows what water is. She doesn't need the 2 taps. She doesn't need the
She
braille.
doesn't start soaping up when it rains.
God damn it.
Emily's turning me
Scrap
down.
everything.
Emily's fucking turning me down. That's
Now
bullshit.
you know.
I gotta
Now you
look
know
this
how
up.
Helen
No,
Keller
this
felt.
Was Helen Keller born blind?
Was she born anything? There's no way she developed.
No, you know what?
Deafness,
God damn it,
blindness.
you're right. She had scarlet fever or something like that, didn't she?
No way.
Did you just fist bump the
Talk about
scarlet fever?
Talk about a wealth
Shout
of
out to
knowledge.
Scarlet
Yes.
Fever. Doesn't get enough love these days, man.
A normal infant was stricken with an illness at 19 months, probably scarlet fever, unconfirmed, which left her
It was
deaf,
COVID.
blind and deaf. But again, 19 months, so you probably don't really.
I wonder if, because that short period of time, even though you were so young, was your only the only time you have had these very specific experiences that your memory would
Still have
bring them to the forefront of your mind, kind of. Because it's not like you're making new visual memories.
Well,
Right.